about 28 degrees out. Thankfully it's warm enough that the sun's melting the snow and the ice, but let's see what we can't do. Cammed 4-cylinder at what, 700 RPM? Now that's the good stuff right there, ain't it? Well, gathered up all my parts. Now let's roll away. Remember, safety first. Let's see if I can still slip and slide with all this extra weight in the back. Yeah! Yeah! That's the stuff. Uh-oh, they're after me. I hear the sirens. Never mind. It's just the ambulance. Look at them go! Well, folks, it's Sunday and most of the snow's gone. I got all the parts that were in the back of the Pinto shoved off into the back of the Satellite for now for storage. So before I do the swap, I am gonna take this plate off the side, make sure everything's good in there, reseal it up, place all the fluid. Got to clean up this shaft here. Make sure that I shift through all the gears, mock up my shifter and everything, clean this up and probably repaint it because yeah, this blue's flaking off. Of course, there's still a lot of work that needs to be done here, i.e. transmission tunnel. Need to get rid of this shifter, and obviously I need to clean up a lot of wiring in here because a lot of the wiring that's done in this car can come out, and I did 95% of this whenever I was young and stupid about wiring. Main problem though is that I cut up this little grommet here to run the wires through for my wideband O2 sensor that I have installed in the car. And I need that hole open so that way my clutch rod can go through. Plus, all of this space is going to be occupied, so yeah. It really needs to be cleaned up. But that's not what I'm doing today. Today I'm doing something a little different. Something that makes me happy. I'm finally pulling off this MSD box. You see, I converted this thing back to strictly points about a month and a half ago, maybe. I'm certainly happy with the conversion back to stock, but the box is still there. So got the battery unhooked. I'm going to completely unhook it and take it out. Oh, would you look at that? 3 pedals are installed. Did have to reroute some wiring. Also simplified some stuff while I was at it. Need to figure out exactly how to get this jumbled mess to look nice and stay out of the way of the clutch pedal, but in due time. Really cleaned up the connections over here. I also noticed something from my youth that I need to fix. Yeah, this was not any kind of a decent connection. I just twisted wires together and electrical taped over it and didn't even remember. So I've been driving this car like this for 7 years now almost. Yeah, 7 years I've been driving it. Great. By the way, here's your friendly reminder to go outside and tighten the valve covers on your Mopars. Now down here, there's something that's in the way. That's a transcooler line that I made. Yeah, hydraulic hose transcooler lines. Actually works out great. But it's in the way of where I need to make the ball pivot thingamabob. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that needs to go here. So I'm gonna have to pull that out. Obviously the automatic's still in there, but if you notice, one of these bolts is already trying to come out for me. Ain't that just a handy dandy little thing? There it is. Yeah. Whew, man, it's already halfway there. Now I didn't film this, but yesterday I took this transmission out of the trunk here, installed my bell housing, got my shifter to where it fits. Now, I need to put that up. Got it bolted on. Obviously it's not bolted on now, because I actually went and cleaned this transmission up. I got a new seal to put on the back. Yep, she's coming along. She shifts through all the gears. This shifter's a little sticky, but you know, oh well. Input shaft's fairly cleaned up. Everything's bolted together. Now I just need to get to installing this in the car. Oh, get out of here. It's right there. There we go. Oh no, it's stuck. Woo! No more shift cable. Let's just forget about the wind here for a minute. I promise, you know, I don't plan on it to be windy. You know, they say that here in Oklahoma you can tell which state sucks the most by the direction of the wind. Right now I'm thinking it's Arkansas. Ooh. Ugh. So go get that thing a tampon. In other news, this thing's ready to race. I apologize for the noise of the pump jack. They got it running again. Definitely not something I was happy to see, but oh well, it's where I live. So one thing you always got to watch out for when you're buying used parts: broken bolts. I found this one here. It's right here where the transmission mounts up. Luckily enough, it was fairly easy to drill through. So I drilled it out with my handy dandy 11/64 drill bit. And now, since I used to be a machinist, I have plenty of tools. I'm gonna try simple. 1/4 inch left-handed drill bit. I may try a size down, actually, since I use such a small size. But we'll give this a shot and see what happens. Put some heat into this thing real quick. So this thing's not one to grab, and it's kind of off center, so I'm afraid that it's going to end up getting into the threads. I'm going to go get an easy out and see if I can't get it out that way. Well, I wish I could give y'all some awesome, cool video of getting this bolt out, but, well, that's kind of all that's left of it. I just drilled through with a letter U drill bit, which is the size that you have to drill to, you know, tap a 7/16 14 thread, which is what this is. Luckily I have kits. It's gonna be slightly walled out, but oh well. It'll work. It'll work just fine. Threads still feel fairly tight. So I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up and then we'll paint it. Goodbye, drive shaft. You're not gonna work on your transmission. Because the 904 is a little too short. I'm gonna be dumping the clutch on a Chrysler 8 1/4. Oh, this is gonna be great. Guess we'll durability test this thing now. You know, you see that nice fancy red torque converter? It never even got to make a pass down the drag strip. 2500 stall, so nothing too fancy, but it replaced a stock one and never got to see what it did. Oh well, if the transmission back there behind it hadn't given up the ghost, I wouldn't be doing this 4-speed swap, would I? You know what? I probably would have done the swap anyway. I've been wanting this ever since I got the car 10 years ago. I chose that bolt to get out last. The hardest one. Make it make sense. Yeah, get that out the way. You guys tell me if I'm catching on stuff, alright? Nice and out of the car. Exactly what I wanted. I can shift my own gears. I'll just have to put that little block off piece in my scamp. As well as this fancy one I made for the speedo cable adapter. Or I could put it in this car. We'll see what I decide to do. Well, I accomplished it. I said on these 2 days that I had off I was going to get this transmission out, and by golly I did it. I'll do a little more work, but I won't bore y'all with the details of it. I'm ending the video here. Kind of getting dark anyway, so hope y'all enjoyed.